Number 11, 1981 Lincoln Town Car. When the 1981 Lincoln Town Car hit the market, people were impressed immediately. It looked incredibly luxurious. Under the hood was a 5.0-liter V8, producing around 130 horsepower. Even by 1981 standards, that wasn't particularly powerful, as many buyers still preferred stronger engines. It could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 14.9 seconds, with a top speed of roughly 105 miles per hour. But speed was never the point of a Lincoln. What really mattered was ride quality, and it was exceptional. The car was incredibly quiet, almost silent on the road. The seats were unbelievably soft, making both the driver and passengers feel completely relaxed. The town car measured about 18.5 feet long and weighed around 4,200 pounds. Its suspension system helped keep the ride smooth and stable. Inside, leather seating was available, and even the digital instrument panel added to the futuristic luxury feel. For 1981, it was very impressive. That year, Lincoln managed to sell nearly 80,000 units, a strong number for a full-size luxury car. Number 10, 1980 Lincoln Continental. The Lincoln Continental was essentially the town car's sibling, built on the same platform but with slightly different styling. It was just a bit shorter and had a slightly more formal upscale look. It used the same 5.0-liter V8, producing around 130 horsepower. Thanks to being a bit lighter, it could reach 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 13.8 seconds, slightly quicker than the town car. The downside, fuel economy wasn't great. During the era of fuel concerns and the lingering effects of the oil crisis, that made it a harder sell. Still, customers didn't seem to mind too much. The boxy Lincoln design, the signature grille, and the classic opera windows gave it a commanding presence that stood out on the road. Around 37,000 units were sold that year, a respectable figure. And before we move on to the next car, if you enjoy videos about classic American cars, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's continue. Number 9, 1984 Chrysler New Yorker Turbo. Many people saw the Chrysler New Yorker as an old person's car, but the turbo version was a completely different story. It came with a 2.2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, and in a luxury sedan in 1984, that was surprisingly bold. It produced about 142 horsepower, and thanks to the turbo, it could outperform some of the larger 5.0-liter V8 cars of the time. 0 to 60 miles per hour took around 11 seconds, which was quite respectable for a luxury sedan, especially one not designed primarily for speed. Inside, it was fully focused on comfort, with plush materials and available leather seating. Despite its interesting engine and decent performance, the New Yorker Turbo didn't sell in huge numbers. Many buyers still preferred traditional V8 power in their luxury cars. Number 8, 1985 Oldsmobile Cutlass Ciera GT. This is one of those forgotten performance sedans, and in 1985, owning one felt special. From the outside, it looked like an ordinary family sedan, but the GT package completely changed its personality. It came with a 2.8-liter V6, producing around 130 to 135 horsepower. It may not sound like much today, but back then, it gave the car a surprisingly energetic feel. It could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 10.5 to 11 seconds, which was respectable for a mid-80s front-wheel drive sedan. The GT package included FE3 sport suspension, quick ratio steering, 14-inch aluminum wheels, subtle body cladding. This was part of GM's Eurosport approach, clearly inspired by brands like BMW and Audi. It was their attempt to blend European-style handling with American affordability, and they actually did a solid job. Production continued until the late 1980s, and then it quietly disappeared from the spotlight. Number 7, 1983 Pontiac 6000 STE. Pontiac wanted to compete with BMW, and the 6000 STE Special Touring Edition was their answer. The idea was simple: European-style performance and handling at an American price. It was powered by a 2.8-liter high-output V6, producing about 135 horsepower. It could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in roughly 9.5 to 10 seconds. STS. Impressive for its class at the time, but the real strength of the 6000 STE wasn't straight-line speed, it was handling. It featured FE 3-sport suspension, quick ratio steering, 4-wheel disc brakes. For 1983, that combination made it one of the better handling American sedans on the market. It genuinely delivered a more European driving feel. Unfortunately, within 5 years, it was largely forgotten. Number 6, 1989 Dodge Spirit ES Turbo. The Dodge Spirit ES Turbo was built on Chrysler's K-Car platform, but with a turbocharged twist. It featured a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, producing around 150 horsepower. 0 to 60 miles per hour took about 8.5 to 9.5 seconds depending on the setup, making it surprisingly quick for a late 80s midsize sedan. The ES package included sport suspension, quicker steering, performance tires, 4-wheel disc brakes. The interior was simple but functional, focused more on performance than luxury. However, the car struggled with reliability issues, particularly head gasket problems and occasional transmission concerns. The upside, it was easy to modify. Over time, it has become something of a forgotten hidden gem among enthusiasts. Number 5, 1987 Chevrolet Celebrity Eurosport VR. Often described as one of GM's strangest creations, the Chevrolet Celebrity Eurosport VR was actually a pretty interesting car. The VR stood for Very Red, and it was a limited edition model that truly lived up to its name. Red exterior, red interior, and almost everything about the car was red. It definitely grabbed attention. Under the hood was a 2.8-liter multi-port fuel-injected V6, producing around 130 horsepower. It could reach 0 to 60 miles per hour in roughly 9 seconds with a top speed of about 115 to 118 miles per hour. Respectable numbers for a late 80s midsize sedan. Both the exterior styling and the bold interior made it stand out, and that alone was enough to attract buyers. Only about 1,000 units were produced, which makes it extremely rare today, and very difficult to find in good condition. Number 4, 1988 Cadillac Seville STS. The Cadillac Seville STS was built to prove that a luxury sedan could also be quick. It came with a 4.5-liter V8 producing around 150 to 155 horsepower. It could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 8.5 to 9 seconds. Compared to something like a Lincoln Town car taking nearly 15 seconds, the Seville STS felt dramatically quicker. While many people assumed it was just a car for older buyers, the STS package added serious upgrades. FE 3-sport suspension, quick ratio steering, 15-inch alloy wheels, 4-wheel disc brakes. The interior was classic Cadillac luxury. Bose premium audio, heated seats, memory seats. It had everything you'd expect from a high-end sedan of the era. Some traditional Cadillac customers complained about the front-wheel drive layout, preferring rear-wheel drive, but despite that, the Seville STS sold well and successfully blended luxury with performance. Number 3, 1984 Buick Regal T-Type. The 1984 Buick Regal T-Type, basically the Grand National sibling. It was powered by a 3.8-liter turbocharged V6 producing around 200 horsepower. It could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in roughly 7.5 to 8 seconds, making it one of the quicker American cars of its time. The T-Type actually came before the Grand National became a legend. It was less aggressive in appearance, available in multiple colors, and featured more chrome trim, but under the hood it was nearly the same formula. A turbocharged V6, the intercooler would arrive later in the evolution of Buick's turbo lineup. In the 1980s, Buick was doing some wild things with turbocharging. While many V8 engines were struggling due to emissions regulations, Buick's turbo V6 managed to be both powerful and relatively efficient. Today, clean examples are hard to find, but it remains an unforgettable car from the turbo era. Number 2, 1988 Dodge Shelby Lancer. The 1988 Dodge Shelby Lancer shocked a lot of people. It could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just about 7.5 to 7.7 seconds. Seriously quick for a front-wheel drive sedan in the late 80s. It was powered by a 2.2-liter intercooled turbocharged inline-4 producing 175 horsepower. Production numbers were extremely low. In 1988, only 279 units were built. In 1989, 208 more were produced, for a total of just 487 cars. Why so rare? Because most buyers preferred the Daytona Shelby Z. The Lancer didn't get the same attention. Today, finding a clean Shelby Lancer is extremely difficult. Only a small number are believed to survive in good condition. possibly just a few dozen. Number 1, 1989 Ford Taurus SHO. At the top of the list sits the 1989 Ford Taurus SHO, a true sleeper legend. It featured a Yamaha-built 3.0-liter DOHC V6 producing 220 horsepower. It could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.5 to 6.7 seconds, with a top speed around 140 to 143 miles per hour. For 1989, those numbers were shocking. Yes, the Corvette was faster. The Mustang 5.0 was quick too, but this was a 4-door family sedan running 0 to 60 in under 7 seconds. That was almost unheard of at the time. The Yamaha-designed V6 revved all the way to 7,000 revolutions per minute, giving it a completely different character compared to typical American engines of the era. From the outside, it looked like an ordinary Taurus, but inside it was surprisingly refined and performance-focused. Around 15,000 SHO models were produced in 1989, and they proved that a practical sedan could compete with real performance cars. The Taurus SHO shocked the industry and showed the world a new kind of American performance.